Okay, Legend of Korra, Book 4, Episode 8, Remembrances. Thankfully, I knew about this episode before I watched it. Otherwise, I would have been kind of mad. Maybe not so much, but still, kind of upset. But apparently, the reason it's a clip show is because Nickelodeon, again, decided to be an asshole. And told the creators of the show, hey, we're cutting some money from you. It's like, damn. So you got two options: either fire some people, to save that money, or make a clip show. And of course, they went the clip show. Kudos for them, not firing people, because again, they weren't given much option. Damn Nickelodeon! Haven't you done enough already to these people's? I don't know. I mean, I know I've been bagging on certain points of the story for Book 4 so far, but it's still a good show. It deserves a lot more respect and, time and money put into it. And Nickelodeon just still being an asshole to them. I don't know. At a certain point, I kind of feel sorry for these guys. They have a great, product here. They have love for it, and they care a lot for it, and they care a lot for each other. It's like they're a team, and they just want to create a good show that everyone loves. And again, they just went to work for the wrong station, Nickelodeon. And maybe if they were in a different channel, they could have made one of the greatest shows of all time, had the time, and money to focus on it completely and make an epic show that lasts, 6, 7, 8 seasons. I have no idea. But, instead they stuck to Nickelodeon, and now they're forced to make a clip show. But again, they made a clip show before, Last Airbender, although the idea of how they did it, how they presented it, was original, and that was fine. This one, they're more limited, but they still make do with what they have, and they're still able to come up with some decent animation and some very good comedy. I mean, the comedy in this, oh my god, the comedy in this episode was hilarious. I mean, for the majority, it was just Mako and Korra, remembering is their time, in the past 3 seasons. And mostly Mako with, his relationship problems with Asami and Korra. And again, I don't like how people are just bagging on him because of, how his fucked up way of relationships. But you name me one time you didn't fuck up in your relationship. Come on. Relationships are the hardest thing, one of the hardest thing anyway, to maintain. Any relationship, whether it be romantic or not. So when people bag on him for making poor mistakes, it just kind of feels like unfair. Really, yes, he made poor choices. But if you were in his situation, what would you have done? Really? Come on. I just think he deserves some, some recognition for not being a total horribly written character. But either way, that's neither here or there. Prince Wu wasn't as annoying. Well, that's basically because he didn't have that many lines. But either way, when it came to Korra, it was just reiterating, her fear towards, being Avatar again and fighting Kuvera. And every time she stops one evil, a new evil begins. And yeah, of course it's going to happen. It's like Toph said, it doesn't matter how long or how hard you fight. Evil is always going to be there. Just as good is always going to be there. That's the point. They're opposites that need to constantly conflict with each other. Otherwise, there would be no balance. If there was always good, people would never know what's bad. If there was always bad, well, that'd be always bad. No one would know what good means. So we need both of them to actually have opinions, to have debates, to have different viewpoints on how the world should be and how to progress towards the future. And, stuff like that. So really, her problem just seems kind of, narrow-minded. It's of course there's going to be evil. You have to accept that. There's always going to be evil. That's why the Avatar is always reborn. The universe understands that. That's why they always recreate a new Avatar to keep fighting the good fight. And while that might be unfair to some, it just needs to be. But either way, that's kind of probably going to be something they address later in the season. Who knows? And then the rest of the episode is the best part of it. I mean, it just made me laugh nonstop. Varric, you are a storytelling genius. I mean, wow. I'm sorry. I apologize early on because I'm probably going to end up laughing just remembering it. But when Varric starts telling his story, some moments are real, other ones are exaggerated, and other ones are just completely made up. I mean, he is a storyteller. He really does know how to play, to the masses. How to draw their attention in. And I kind of have to feel like the ending line where they said, like, oh, don't look too much into a film, don't overanalyze, just have fun, makes sense to a certain point, but at the same time seems like a slap to the face to anyone who reviews, shows or movies. Like thinking, oh, you people shouldn't overanalyze it. You people shouldn't look deeper into the film or any deep meaning. Just sit there and have fun watching the story. It's like, okay, we get what you're trying to say, but there's always something in between the lines. There's always subtext. Something to look deeper into a film and come out with a deeper understanding of life, or just a relationship, or friends, or just anything. So maybe it wasn't that they intended to slap people in the face, who reviewed, movies or TV, but it just came off that way, the way they said it anyway. But other than that, everything about Varric was just hilarious. I mean, when Bolin interrupts, saying, hey, no, this is the truth. And everyone's just like, boo, we don't want the truth. We want this guy's exciting adventure stories. It's like, yes, thank you. And I kind of like how the shortened version sounds a lot like how the pitch would have come off for Nickelodeon for season 2. It's like, okay, then Korra turns into this giant spirit and takes on Unalaq and, punching each other. And then the fairy princess or Janora comes out of the sky shining bright like a star and helps with all this stuff. If you were heard that bullet point to bullet point, you would think, this sounds stupid. This sounds ridiculous. And even seeing it now in season 2 is like, yeah, this is stupid and ridiculous. It's going too far. It's over exaggerated. But seeing Varric, make fun of it is like, okay, this is hilarious. See, so the creators realize that they do make mistakes, and sometimes you should be able to laugh at them. But I don't know. Either way, I like how Bolin's face was pasted on Korra's giant spirit body. You can even tell that it was just poorly edited on. It's just like the way it moves, it's just unnatural. It's like, it's like when they're standing up, it's like, oh god. Now, maybe it was because of money problems. They couldn't really properly edit it. Or maybe it was supposed to be cheap. Maybe it was on purpose, just to make it even funnier, because it was. But, again, even the funniest part wasn't that. The funniest part was the evil squared. I mean, okay. Seems like here, Vaatu, Unalaq, and Amon talking on the phone. Well, not all of them technically, but talking on the phone to each other about how they're gonna take down Bolin, the Great, and even the Avatar. Just like, what? And even so here with Vaatu is like, hey, I knew I'd find you at home. Oh, ha ha ha, very funny. I can't leave this tree. I was like, oh my god, this is hilarious. This is just gold. I mean, comedy gold. Villains talking to each other like normal people, especially, making fun of each other, is just fantastic. I mean, there's nothing more I can say of this episode except, it was funny. Despite being a clip show, it was really funny. They did what they could with what they had. I feel bad for them, Nickelodeon being a dick. But it's not the last time. It's not the first time Nickelodeon's going to be this way. But, the fact that they were able to pull through and actually pull off something as hilarious as this, despite, all the shit that's going on with them, I gotta give them credit for that. I feel bad for them, but they're doing what they can, and I gotta admire that. But either way, this episode is just for laughs. Just to hold us off until I'm hoping for Toph. I think that's what the next episode is gonna be. But yeah, this was a hilarious episode. I mean, I had to keep pausing just to laugh a lot. But either way, loved it. Can't wait for the next one. Hopefully it has Toph. Till then, Antonio Dragon. Bye bye.